I just got done. I have to watch a little bit of this episode, this half-an-hour clip of one of Pearl's short little videos she does, 3 hour long things or hour long things. They're looking at the human population and how many, um, like the numbers don't lie, and I'm sorry, I believe it on the how I understand women and how I understand how they think and all that. You guys don't make much of the military. There are not. I saw numbers in that. I've seen the how many. I mean, our our human population. I think that's one I didn't. I don't know if I looked up. Um, but I need, the next question I need to look up is how many are in the United States military? Like like how many soldiers we have? Because I think we only have 1 million. We have around 330 something um, million people in the United States. Um, I think we only have 1 million people in the military. But we have one of the biggest militaries. Um, but I've been looking up this whole like thing about how like what's the apparently our planet's capacity of human beings that it can have is only 9 to 10 billion people, and we've just made eight um, and some change, 8 billion people. And one, I find that a load of shit. I do not believe that. There is no. Our planet can only hold 9 to 10 billion people. Maybe if how we are living right now, yeah. If we live the way that we live, oh yeah. I mean, we probably like just kill the planet. But if we live differently, no, we could fit a lot more than that. And I've done a little like research about how like from what I've gathered, I guess within the you know existence of humanity, there's been a total of 420 billion people that have probably have died in our history. Like, I don't know. I don't know if that would actually classify the abortions, which that's about like 60 million um, people every year that get killed. I mean, I think it's about 60 million. I don't know exactly the number. No, so don't quote me if it's that much. Might be a little less, but I think it's a high number every year. I mean, one is high for me, so I don't give a shit what anybody says. Um, but I just find it interesting. Like, I mean, I don't believe women belong in military. You have no business in the military. To vote Joe Rogan again. I don't. I mean, yeah, when I was younger, I mean, it was probably hot to see a badass bitch get mouthy and get lippy and get feisty and fight. But no, I mean, it didn't really like do anything. I mean, I think it was more just a cope. Just oh yeah, that was hot. When no, I mean, you're hot. I wanted to, touch you. I want to, have sex with you. But I didn't particularly find what you're fighting, your badass, attitude. I didn't find it, I was definitely into crazy chicks, but I really didn't find it, attractive. It was coping options, what I had to deal with. Um, yeah. So I just think, and I got into a little incident or discussion with somebody through the comments or a couple people, and I'm sorry, like no, like this last 100 years, like of this, matriarchy that we've had built off of by the feminist march, is destroying society. Like I mean, men are allowing it. I'm sorry, like yeah, there's a small group of men that are calling the shots and but they're doing it for their own benefit, playing us against each other. All right, they don't care about what women think or their opinions. They just know that they're easier to manipulate to get their agenda if they play the strings just the right way. That you're gonna vote for this. Men are not easy to persuade like that. You gotta like talk us into it, give us make it to where we can't deny it, we can't argue it, we can't debate it. No negotiating it. Like, okay, I get it. Yeah, we should do it that way. You know, um, typically men that fucking spaz out and act like fucking children and fucking women. are not respected by their peers, are not respected by their friends, and honestly get annoying to be around when they just want to like go straight to fighting. All right, just because men are, I think, or at least for me, maybe it's just me, but just because I am able to just fight or just swing my fists, I prefer to have a civilized conversation first, especially if it's about a topic or a problem that I'm very passionate and it's close to me, or if it's about somebody that I care about and somebody wants my opinion. I'm very so I don't see the point on fighting somebody. Um, that's like the last resort and only under certain scenarios for me at least. Um, so yeah, that's just my opinion on that one. Um, but yeah, I've been looking at a lot of numbers, and I truly do believe that it is the last few thousand years of the matriarchy or the patriarchy. I mean, man's way. It's does it have flaws? Yes, but I'm sorry, it works. This last 100 years of the feminist march of having the matriarchy, you women getting their way and their opinion heard and all that. You guys are destroying society. You guys are you guys are destroying the family. You guys are destroying the nuclear family. You guys are destroying society. You're destroying civilization. You're destroying our kids' future. Like, I don't care. Like I mean, this whole pissing match that I've seen on a lot of podcasts. Like trying to like weigh out on who's responsible for this and who's responsible for that, so they can pinpoint on who's responsible for like who's to take the blame, and then we can have a discussion after you apologize. Like it's you women, all right? It's you women, all right? You guys are the problem. You guys need to fall back in line. But unfortunately, this modern day mindset that women have in 2023 is not gonna like you're gonna like men are just gonna have to. There's gonna be a big surge of single women and women that have no children and that are bitter, and a lot of cat ladies and cat foods. Like cat food prices are gonna skyrocket because of how much women are gonna need cat food and box wine. Um, so I do believe that. Not you guys. You guys got a mom and dad's gonna raise you right. Like I'm not having no. Um, but I do believe that yeah, that's all gonna skyrocket in prices. Um, women are gonna start feeling what women are going through right now. I think is exactly what men have been going through during this whole feminist movement. Now, because I really do believe like the whole feminist movement might have been it probably was a good thing for a minute, but then once they got to a certain point, they should have stopped it and then worked on coming together and then moved on to the next phase two. But they just kept on going on and going and going until they just steamrolled over everything. They destroyed and beat the patriarchy, and then now the matriarchy, the feminist march, is now the enemy, and people are returning back to the red pill, which is the patriarchy, and then the patriarchy is making a comeback around, trying to have a conversation with you ladies, about what the hell has happened in the last 100 years. Um, but ladies are having a hard time with, in my perspective, reasoning, rationality, critical thinking, logic, truth, and accountability. And most of the women on the podcast that all these men watch, whatever, Fresh or Fit, Pearl, you ain't gonna meet women like that. All right. I mean, I'm not meeting women like that, but I also don't have the status, and I'm also watching. Um, so and that's in Miami. That's I don't like any woman that has that kind of Miami, California, somewhat Oregon, um, mindset. Utah, I mean, I know Utah women can just stay the fuck away. Um, but I don't want anything to do with that airhead. I mean, like, and that's another thing. Why do women? I mean, like, have to go to the extreme? Like, it's either I have an opinion and you respect my voice and we have a partnership, or you apparently want a woman that is dumb, airheaded, immature, and doesn't know her worth, so you can manipulate her. Like, it's either that or that. No, I can't just want a woman that, picks me because she loves me, follows my lead because she trusts me, respects me because I'm worth trusting, and I give her everything that she wants, and she follows my lead. That's still a partnership. Like, that's actually technically a true partnership because whether it's in a fun little game, scavenger hunt, somebody has to take point. Somebody has to, like, hey, I'm pretty good at this. Like, I know this is my field. So like, I'm gonna listen to somebody. And that's how I think, because like men are more logical and sound beings. So that's their field. Our field is the lead to demand and retain and um, earn respect in the room. That's our, that's not yours. And it's not, I mean, like, maybe back in the day, like, yeah, the walking in the room, I think women are getting confused, and women, getting like, oh, wow, who's that? That was like, um, Marilyn Monroe, somewhat, because how she walked the hell in the stove. Everybody talked and snickered about her in the past, but, you know, uh, Cinderella walks in there and she was very elegant and sweet, um, and polite and respectful and quiet. Um, that's, I mean, that we don't mind. I mean, if everybody's like, oh, who is that? Like, who is that? Like, you're stunning. And how you attract people's eyes over to you. But once guys see you, they're like, who is that? Nobody knows who you are, but everybody wants to know who you are. All right. Unlike men, everybody knows who you are, as they should. All right. That's the difference. I think that men and women are trying to understand. All right, that's how we are, like, opposites but the same in every aspects of our being. Like, we are seriously the polar opposites. All right, and it's just, I mean, a lot of stuff that you know women have now gotten this ego and high horse and mindset on how they see reality, and how they see it is the real way. Um, but it's just full of delusion and narcissistic and self-centered and childish bullshit. Men want, and men. I mean, honestly, if men were not into marriage, why are they like? They're like, okay, women in the West suck. Let's go to somewhere else to find a wife, and they end up finding a wife. And I mean, and they accept, and I guess in a way, as the patriarchy comes back around, I guess if you find, I mean, a religious man, which unfortunately I think churches have become. I don't know. I don't have much faith in churches really. I mean, I have a lot of people that go to church, and I respect them and all that personally. But I don't. I mean, because I know them personally, but I don't particularly. Churches are not where good men are found. In a nutshell, or at least the young group. Um, you're not gonna find at least nobody in 2023, no man that you want to marry, because of status and providing and protecting, especially if you want that fucking self-centered lifestyle. And even the women that are not, I mean, I, mean, I can't remember exactly how to word it, but yeah. What? Um, I'm just a, I don't want. I have a lot to say, but I'm just drawing a blank. Um, but yeah, I just think this is like this gender war is just getting tiring. Um, I'm sorry, but I'm teaching my kid like exactly what I'm. In a way, I'm teaching, or training, or educating, or having a civilized adult conversation about my way of thinking to my wife, and she's allowed to express herself and what she thinks about it. But in the end, I mean, I don't need things to be done exactly my way. I mean, whether you do them exactly my way or handle it, as long as what I need out of it happens, then I'm good. As long as you give me a peace of mind when I come home, you can handle. I mean, because I don't want you to do much. I want you to handle the home and the kids. That's it. Nothing else. Um, Clean the house, cook the food, take care of the kids. I mean, we got 3 kids. I want to make sure you can handle them all by yourself. Particularly because we don't have any, like your family isn't great, and don't have many friends that come over to hang out with you and help you with the kids. So you're on your own, and I need to get out there and work. So, and I personally need to be, I mean, my main thing is honestly, I need to be comfortable enough and to leave in the house, um, and go to work for hours. Because when I leave the house, protection leaves the house. I take everything that I bring, I take away from the house when I go work to make money. Right? An extra pair of hands for you. Somebody for you to talk to, somebody to help you at the house. Because I don't have a problem doing chores. I don't have a problem. I like cooking, and I like my house and organized in a certain way. So I mean, I don't have a problem helping. I do have a problem with authority, and I do have a problem with following people's, leadership. I don't do well with having people ahead of me, above me. I'm leading. I'm leading. I'm leading. I'm leading. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. Um, Leading. I don't know why fucking a. But I'm leading. Unless you want to be very articulate with what you're saying, you want to be quick with what you're saying, you want to make a point. And if I can get behind what you're saying, then I don't have a problem leading. Being led by you. All right, but yeah, nah. But yeah, that's just a doll. Just stubbornness. Yeah. Um, I definitely do think. I mean, I think it works better, and I know me and my old lady. I mean, if I could actually just get the house order, I could get a job. Shit, me and my old lady could live off of 25 to $45,000 a month, or a year. No, a year, not a month, a year. Um, I mean, $45,000 a month would be nice. I mean, I'm not gonna say I wouldn't like it. Um, but even 45,000 in a year. I mean, we would do just fine. We're very low maintenance, not really flashy kind of people. I don't want my kids to be, sucked up with money and flashy items and material objects and shit like that. Um, I want them to be tied to their roots and family values and morals and enjoying outside and going, camping and stuff like that. Learning about, the world and by, the human race and history. I want them to crave knowledge. Yeah. I don't know. That's it for now.